Hey everyone, it's Mega Champ once again. Why do I have so many tabs open? Gee, I wonder. I just so wonder why I have so many tabs open. You should already not be watching anymore. That's warning one. Do you remember? A couple years ago, maybe even a good several at this point, because it was probably, what, 2022, 2023 when I did this for Digimon Adventure 2020. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. Welcome to my full thoughts video for Digimon Ghost Game. That Digimon fans are not going to like. This is similar to what I do for video games that I finish and complete. But obviously, anime is different. It's completely and utterly different. Don't know how that is so hard to comprehend. But it is. As we all know, this is just my opinion and my opinion alone on the anime, my feelings and thoughts and experience with the anime and opinion. Everyone's opinion is going to be different. Everyone's experience is going to be different. Everyone's feeling is going to be different. Your feeling, thought, and experience, if you choose to watch this anime, is going to be different. But that means I'm allowed to have my own sort of thoughts, feelings, and experiences on it. Only 3 of the categories are the same here, just like last time. And unlike last time, I can't go through arcs. And you'll see why here in a bit. I only have 4 categories this time. With a good old extra 5th. Leave the video now. Warning 2. You're only going to get 3. And those categories are still very similar. That being the story of it, the characters, the world and setting. And, extra is what I decided to call the last one. I couldn't come up with anything else. Who cares? Okay. Digimon Ghost Game is a 67 episode anime that was originally released in Japan from 2022 that finished in 2023. So there's that for you. And my anime list, MAL, M-A-L, is the best you're going to get. I don't know if Metacritic has this kind of stuff, but this is what we're going to go with. So there's that. The first thing you need to know, which really shouldn't surprise you, let's not act like we're all that surprised, is that I watched the English dub version of Digimon Ghost Game. Yes, it does exist, even if it hasn't been released in the United States yet. I watched the English dub version of Digimon Ghost Game, just like I watched the English dub version of Digimon Adventure 2020 all those years ago. How did I do that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And before you get your little panties in a bunch here and get all temper tantrum-like, don't be yelling or screaming at me for why I did it the way that I did or how I did it the way that I did. Because the English dub version, as of May of 2026, which is the month that I'm recording this, is still not available on any streaming service or platform in the United States. And that is not my fault. You want to go yell at someone? Go yell at Toei. I am not the right avenue for that. That would be Toei. Go yell and scream at them. Okay? That's first off. Oh, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. You have no idea. It's almost like it's a blessing in disguise that I can't monetize my video with all this fucking bullshit. Warning 2.5. But don't worry, we'll save it for last. So you'll know when to leave, which you should have already. The story. Okay. Throughout the entirety here, I am never going to sit here and claim to you that this is a good anime. It's not. And it has its problems. Guess what? Every single anime is not perfect. Every single anime has its problems. Sure, there are a couple of exceptions. I didn't have one single complaint after I watched the Chainsaw Man movie, Reze Arc. But that's a practically completely different situation. It's a completely different situation. Every single anime has its problems. You are never going to get perfection. You should stop expecting perfection. Yet here we are, a certain fan base expecting perfection. A certain fan base that hates everything they receive. You're going to be hearing that a lot. This is probably the most obvious problem with the entire series and anime of Digimon Ghost Game, which is its story. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you because I'm tired of the babying and I'm tired of the constant lying and I'm tired of people not being honest and tired of the quiet part not being saying out loud. The most obvious problem with Digimon Ghost Game, rightfully so, this is the most valid criticism and complaint of the entire anime, which is its story. And I am fully admitting that, and I'm about to admit that to you, because it would be idiotic of me to not admit that to you. And I am not going to be a contradictory hypocrite, which is also way too rampant. The point is, the most obvious problem with Digimon Ghost Game is the story. And that is because there isn't one. There is no story in Digimon Ghost Game. Not really, at least. Not really. There is no story in this anime. Because it's mostly filler. It's mostly filler. Maybe even as high as 80 to 90% of this anime is filler, with the other 10 to 20% being actual story, which is not even really there until the end. It's kind of in the background, which is another problem, which I just admitted to you. Most of the story doesn't come until the last couple of episodes. The last couple of episodes. Which there are 67 of. And we're not going to even mention that number, so get that out of your brain-rotten head. I wish I was kidding here. I really wish I was. I wish I was joking when it comes to say that most of the story isn't until the last couple of episodes, but that would be me lying. And I'm not going to lie to you. Because I watched all of it. Every single episode. 1 to 67. I watched all of it. Yes, all of it. All of it. Myself, which means I know. I know. Because I'm the one who watched it. You want to watch it? Feel free. I won't be surprised if you give up on it. You're gonna have to just take my word for it, because I'm the one who watched all 67 episodes. But believe whatever you want, because clearly that's what's going to happen. That is what is happening now. Everyone's just gonna believe whatever the fuck they want, despite all the shit presented in front of them that shows otherwise. The only time the story, quote unquote, really shows up in this anime is when the new Digivolutions occur, or when the Digimon here, which I will talk about in characters, Digivolve, because they're Digimon. What did you expect they would do? So when they Digivolve to their new forms, Champion, Ultimate, Mega, that's when it's actually important and when there's actual story. That's when it's there. The other time is when good old Gulu's Gamamon shows up, which is what this anime is mostly widely known for. Right or wrong, that is also subjective. You can think however the fuck you want, because that's clearly what you're going to do and what everyone's going to do. But that is what Digimon Ghost Game is mostly known for, Gulu's Gamamon. Right or wrong, that is perspective. So let's briefly talk about Mr. Gulu's Gamamon, and I am not going to show him because it is technically a spoiler. I am going to be as spoiler-free as possible as I can be after hitting my mic. I don't care. To the best of my ability. So I'm not going to bring up his image because I've got too many tabs up as it is already. You can look him up if you really want to. If you so choose to, Google Images exists. Do whatever you want. We need to briefly talk about Gulu's Gamamon here. And that is the fact that is what this Digimon franchise and series, Digimon Ghost Game, is known for. Now, is it worth it, or is it good, so to speak? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's worth the hype for it. It was definitely justifiable. I'll give it that much. You can't take that away from it. Of course, the question is it really worth watching this series that mostly doesn't have a story just for him? Well, that's really up to you, and I can't make that decision for you. Because Mr. Gulu's Gamamon only shows up a couple of times throughout the series. And we're talking less than 10 times. And that includes the last good chunk of episodes. It's less than 10 out of 67. There you go. Do what you will. Do whatever you want. That's up to you. I can't make that decision for you. If you ask me, you really shouldn't be watching an anime just for one thing. Why are you watching something for one thing? You might as well not even bother at that point. So if you're going to watch Digimon Ghost Game, I would do so for more than just Gulu's Gamamon. But do whatever you want, because that is what is going to be done either way. This anime is mostly a quote-unquote monster of the week show. And what that mostly means is that this is actually a well-known wording and trope when it comes to not just anime, but even cartoons to an extent, and other shows. What this basically means is that there's a monster, in this case a Digimon, that is causing an issue or a problem, and it revolves mostly around said Digimon and the group of characters dealing with said Digimon, it or them, if there are multiple, sometimes there are multiple, and solving the problem. That is 80 to possibly even 90% of this anime. It's a Monster of the Week show. That is why I said it is mostly filler, and that is why I am warning you right now. If you don't like that, then don't watch it. And don't complain about it because of that if you haven't even watched it. But that is what this anime mostly is. It is a Monster of the Week show anime. Good thing, bad thing, perspective, and subjective. There's definitely a lot of horror inspiration, and it definitely leaned into it for Digimon Ghost Game. And there was even flat out inspiration from various horror media, including good old Mr. Junji Ito. We all know how I feel about him now. I'm never watching his shit ever again. Because it clearly is not good for me personally. Because there is even an episode much later into the series that is very clearly Uzumaki inspired. Not really all that great though, considering we all know how that anime went. So let's not talk about it any further. It's not even that scary. I was never scared in the slightest. I'm just saying it leans into horror stuff. And one of the characters is very much a scaredy cat, if you can't tell from this image. I'm just letting you know that's kind of the sort of general overall aspect here. It wasn't scary for me, at least. We also need to, unfortunately, briefly talk about how the show ended. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. You gotta watch it for yourself. But it's pretty easy for me to do this because has been abundantly clear to me, and what was pretty much been said for the last several years now, ever since this show ended, which again was 2023, with the English dub not being released until last year, is that there were, and very much still are, a lot, and I mean a lot, of complaints about how this anime ended. The general gist and the general thing about it was that it ended suddenly. Oh, did it now? Did it now? Were you paying attention? Were you? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. That's literally not what happened. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that they didn't act like there was more to come, or that there was going to be a second season, a continuation, or whatever the case might be. That is clearly what happened, and that is clearly what they did. Guess what? A lot of animes do that. A lot. Especially Digimon. Especially Digimon. Why are you surprised? Tell me why you're surprised by this. Seriously, tell me why you are surprised by this. Because nobody should. Nobody should be surprised by this. Nobody. Nobody. A lot of animes have a bit of an open ending, where there isn't really a full conclusion. Therefore, an open ending. You can make the argument that My Hero Academia just did this. You could. You could make that argument. At least the manga did from the shit that I saw. Which is probably good that the anime didn't do that. Just saying. Although even the anime version was a bit of an open ending. If you ask me, with how MHA ended. The point is, lots of animes do this. Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised? This really shouldn't be to the surprise of anyone. But, obviously that's just how I personally feel. If that makes you feel any better. Nothing else for me to really say about the story. Is it really that bad? No shit, Sherlock. No shit. Of course. But guess what? I still enjoyed watching each episode, honestly. Wow, what a concept! Imagine enjoying something you're fucking watching. Give me a break. Just me, though. Just me. Oh, we're just getting started. 2.8. Warning 2.8. Now we need to move on to the characters. Oh yes, the characters. They are as follows. Hiro, Ruli, and Kiyoshiro, or Kiyo for short, and their partner Digimon in the same order. Gammamon, and Goramon, and Jellymon. Those are the characters. Now, obviously, some more Digimon do come in much later as sort of secondary partners. Yeah, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. Unfortunately, it's mostly only for one. And take a wild guess. Yep, it's Hiro. It's him. It's Hiro. That being Espamon, it's not that much of a spoiler, and it doesn't happen until much later. There's not much story, like I just said. There you go. Another Digimon known as Ryutamon also shows up later and is sometimes seen in Kiyo's apartment, but it doesn't really act as a second partner. So unfortunately, that does mean there was a bit of main character, quote-unquote, bias here. Again. I mean, if they were going to add second partners, quote-unquote, they should have done it with all the characters. Clearly, obviously, this is also a well-known thing that Digimon can't seem to get right or can't seem to do. Not just one. I mean, if they wanted Ryutamon as Kiyo's second partner, that could have worked, if that's really what they wanted to do, but Ruli got shafted, so to speak. Ruli got shafted. There wasn't even a single one that could have remotely worked. Not one. Not one. Except maybe, I don't know, there is kind of like this, I don't remember the name of it, but there's this Fox one, but it's a champion. And most of these are rookies. Maybe that one could have worked, but there really wasn't one, so they need to either do second partners for everyone or don't do it at all. This is also well known that this is something that has been a problem. So it's not great, but it's not really all that surprising to me, and it shouldn't be surprising to anyone else. And is unfortunately normal, so to speak. Not that it doesn't necessarily make it right. It clearly doesn't. It is what it is. This is a well-known Digimon problem, which is not the case for the current ongoing one, but we're not talking about Beat Break. We're talking about Ghost Game, so as for the character development, it's actually pretty good, if you ask me. At least it was good from what I watched. Clearly that's subjective too, but it was pretty decent for all three characters, and surprisingly, there's even some decent character development for some of the side characters, who shouldn't even be important at all. Some are obviously more important than others. So they do kind of do a good job making the more important characters actually more important, is I guess kind of the point here. But it's definitely really good, and I'd argue it's decent character development overall for the more important characters, or at least for the main three, Hiro, Ruli, and Kyo, and even for their partner Digimon to an extent, Gamamon and Goramon and Jellymon as well. Unfortunately, we all know what the real problem here is, and that's the fact that you have to watch every single episode if you want this character development. Can't skip a single one. Gotta watch them all. Gotta watch every episode if you want all the character development. I'm just saying, I wasn't trying to do the gotta catch 'em all trope on purpose, but I'm just saying, if you want to see all the character development, you gotta watch all the episodes. But it is there. It is there, but you just have to put in the effort. Uh-oh, not effort. Which is, of course, the real problem, I suppose. But, for me, the character development was really good overall. Not much really here to say when it comes to specifically character development, I suppose. The last thing we need to talk about before we really get into things, when you really should leave the video, is the world and setting. It's one. This is gonna sound familiar. It's basically a futuristic version of Japan where technology has advanced to the point where holographic technology have become common and basically normal and help with tasks like traffic control, advertisements, homework, and so on and so forth. Kind of a form of AI in a sense, I guess, if you want to use that terminology and want to compare it to that. The Digimon coming into the human world are also seen as a form of holograms and are even referred to as hologram ghosts in the English dub, of course. At least until the end of the series, but hopefully you get the kind of point here. It mostly takes place in the city where Hiro, Ruli, and Kyo live, but they do sometimes go to other places and other outside areas, other cities, other locations, other realms with different kinds of environments and weather and so on and so forth. Cold areas, hot areas, you get the point. Forests, shrines, quote-unquote rural areas. I don't even know the right terminology for this. I just mean in Japan, kind of like Kyoto-like areas with traditional stuff, basically. It's hard for me to really explain and describe this, sorry, but that's basically where the anime takes place, mostly anyway. Not much to really say about the world and setting. It's fine, and it mostly fits with the rest of the theming that they are going for and use. I don't really know what else to say about the world and setting here. There's not much to really be said about it. I think it's fine. It fits what they were going for. Nothing else to really say. In terms of them going to the digital world, it does happen, but again, not until the end. And sometimes they do kind of go to it through their digivices in order to stop problems before it causes damage to the real world or the human world, whatever you want to call it. Therefore, kind of exposing everything, so to speak. So there you go. Boy. And now for a little thing I call extra. Just some extra stuff that I do feel like needs to be mentioned and needs to be talked about. When it comes to the animation style for this particular anime, it's pretty much what I've been showing you the entire time here. This is kind of the animation style right here. It's a bit more relaxed, so to speak, and a bit kind of cartoony or cartoon-like. Probably because it was mostly geared towards a younger audience, I guess, even though that shit never works with Digimon because most of the Digimon fans are adults. Yes. At least they pretend to, and at least they want to say they are. And anyway, Personally, the animation style didn't really bother me, but you know, I'm used to a lot, seriously, a lot of different animation styles due to all the animes that I've watched over the years. So, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing to say about the animation style. And I mostly thought it was fine. And now we get to the root of the problem here. The English dub version. There was, and still is, probably always will be, a lot of controversy here. A lot. A lot. I am not going to sit here and say to you that it's perfect, because that would be me lying. It's not perfect. Oh God, what a fucking concept. It's not perfect. Stop expecting perfection. Stop expecting perfection. Look, yes, a lot of voice actors, VAs, were a certain voice actor was used for multiple characters. No shit. No shit. That's not great, and I will admit that fully to you. That's not great. Using the same voice actor for multiple characters. That's not great. It's not great. But they were clearly budget restrained here. Let's just, let's not pretend that wasn't the case and just completely gloss over that like everyone fucking is. They were clearly budget restrained. They were. They certainly aren't with Beat Break. But they were here. I have been watching English dubs for the majority of my life, ever since I started watching anime, because it's what I grew up on. Give me a break. Yes, I have watched animes English subbed. I will watch an anime English subbed when I need to and when there's no choice. I literally watched Digimon Fusion, Digimon Cross Wars, Season 3 English subbed. Maybe at some point I can even finally eventually force myself to watch Apply Monsters, Digimon Apply Monsters English subbed, because it's clearly never going to get an English dub. There are a lot of... I did watch some animes English subbed. Believe it or not, I watched animes English subbed. Don't have a heart attack. My preference has and always will be English dub. The English dub was fine. Good enough. Good enough. I was fine with the voice actors. For the most part, for most of the characters. Or at least the ones that were important enough to care about. In other words, the main ones and their partner Digimon. So the main 6 here. Let's not pretend that isn't affiliated with another fan base, but you get the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The main 6 characters here, their voices were fine. They're fine. They're fine. It's just... what the fuck were you expecting? What the fuck were you expecting? I'm not going to sit here and pretend to you that the voice actor for Gulu's Gamamon was a good choice. You want to know who it is? It's the same voice that is currently being used for Tomoro for Beat Break. It's Zeno Robinson. You can make the argument that it isn't, and I won't argue that point. Who would you want instead? Tell me who you want instead. And guess what? It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered, and you know it wouldn't have mattered. You know it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered who they have gotten for Gulu's Gamamon's English dubbed voice actor. There would have still been complaints about his choice, about his voice choice, and you know this. You know this. It wouldn't have mattered who they had gotten for him. There would have still been complaints. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Full stop. It is what it is. It is what it is. This is bullshit. And this is your final warning. You will get no more warnings. Leave now. Leave now. You don't like brutal honesty? You don't like the quiet part being said out loud? Leave now. Leave now. That was your last warning. You are choosing to listen to this now. This is no longer on me. This is no longer on me. Do you want to know? Do you really want to know how long this fucking bullshit has been going on for now? Do you want to know? The pandemic. The pandemic. And I don't want to sit here and reopen old wounds. I don't. There's no choice. There's no choice. This fucking bullshit has been going on since the fucking pandemic. That's 6 years. It's 2026. 2020. It's been going on for 6 years now. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Seriously, I do not give a fuck what you call the Digimon, okay? Omegamon, fine. Omnimon, fine. Dukemon, fine. Gallantmon, fine. Mugindramon, fine. Whatever the fuck you want to call them. Machinedramon is the English version, fine. You can call the Digimon whatever the fuck you want. But you want to know what that means, motherfucker? I can call the Digimon whatever the fuck I want. Why do you want to act like reading shit and watching what's going on the screen at the same time is just oh so fucking easy? It's fucking not. It's fucking not. It's fucking not. Do you want to know what the fuck you are doing by sitting there acting like you know the fucking answers when you fucking don't, and I don't fucking know the answers either? that somehow this is gonna fucking miraculously make Digimon just as popular as Pokemon. Motherfucker, that's never happening. Get that out of your fucking head right now. That is never fucking happening. You are literally sitting there telling me that because you don't like certain things about the English dub, that you would have literally fucking preferred that there not be an English dub at all. That is what you are fucking doing. This is the fucking perception. This is the fucking insinuation. You are literally fucking sitting there telling me to watch the English sub. And that English dubs for Digimon should not fucking exist. That is what you're fucking doing. Motherfucker, give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Here's an idea. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. With your English sub fucking bullshit. What did you expect? What did you expect? With the fucking censorship. Do not give me that fucking bullshit. Do you understand me? Do you fucking understand that censorship is going to fucking happen whether you or I or anyone else fucking like it or not? It is going to fucking happen. Give me a fucking break with your fucking, oh, it's a censorship. Go fuck yourself. It is going to fucking happen whether we like it or not. It is a part of the process. Period. End of story. I don't want to fucking hear it. I do not want to fucking hear this censorship fucking bullshit. Do not do it. Do not fucking do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. You want to watch the English sub? Fine. Go fucking watch the English sub. I choose to watch the English dub, motherfucker. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. It is not to this fucking extreme that you are making it out to be. It is not the fucking worst anime ever made. You want to know what the fucking worst anime ever made was? Fully Cully Grunge. Uzumaki, take your fucking poison. Pick your fucking poison. That is the fucking worst anime ever made. There is no point to either one of those fucking animes. Give me a fucking break. It is not the worst anime ever made. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Bullshit. Bullshit. This is bullshit. It's an 8. It's an 8. This bullshit. Is it too many episodes? Yes. Yes, it was too many episodes. What a fucking surprise. This is too many episodes, too. Too many fucking episodes. Too much reliance on Devimon. Mostly revolves around Ty and Matt. It is not this fucking bad. It's not this fucking bad. It is not this fucking bad. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. This is not that bad. And it's a retcon. Nobody fucking cares about retcons. Give me a fucking break. Nobody cares about retcons. I enjoyed this movie. Guess what, motherfucker? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It was a good movie. This is bullshit. Nobody cares about retcons. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. This is bullshit too. What, you didn't think I'd bring up Beat Break? It's at least an 8. It's at least an 8. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? You want to know what the only exception is? It's this. This is the only fucking exception. Of course, you know this is bullshit. But nobody should really be surprised. All critics are fucking assholes. Though that's practically their job to be fucking assholes, but they're fucking assholes. IGN Portugal are a bunch of fucking assholes. But the point is, this is practically the only exception, except for the bullshit critic score. But I'm sure it has problems too. Everything does. Everything does. Yet you fucking Digimon fans, you want fucking perfection. That's what you want. You get, if there's one thing that you want to, even when there's one fucking thing you want to nitpick about, it makes everything like it shouldn't have even fucking existed in the first place. You want to know what would fucking happen? Since you want to fucking sit there and act like you would be the fucking savior of this franchise. If you were to fucking run this franchise, it would be bankrupt in a week. 1 week, bankruptcy, franchise dead. Great job, dumbass. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. What, you didn't think I'd bring this shit up again? What the fuck is there even really to say at this point anymore? Really? How many years of marketing? It wasn't 1. It was 2. Not 1. 2. 2 fucking years. 2 fucking years of marketing shoved literally in your dumbass faces. Of this being 80% a visual novel and 20% a tactical role-playing game. TRPG for short. And VN short for visual novel. 2 fucking years. Not 1. 2 fucking years of marketing telling you that Digimon Survive was mostly a fucking visual novel. And yet you want to fucking be out here complaining about a fucking visual novel being a fucking visual novel. Are you fucking kidding me with this fucking bullshit? Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. You dumbass motherfucker. That is on you. That is on you. You knew for 2 fucking years it was a visual novel. And you want to complain about it being a visual novel. Motherfucker, I swear to fucking God. You are not the adult you want to act like you are. I'm done. I'm done. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. Ghost Game is fine. It's fine. I enjoyed every single episode I watched. Imagine fucking that. Imagine enjoying fucking what you're watching. Apparently, I'm not allowed to do that anymore either. But you know what? You're right. You're right. I'm the villain. I'm the conspiracy theorist. I'm the dumbass. Fine. Fine. Have at it. Have at it. You want to call me the villain? You want to call me the conspiracy theorist? You want to call me the dumbass? Fine. Fine. Who is the one? Who is pretty much the only one who is calling this fucking shit out? I am raising my hand. It's me, motherfucker. I will do it gladly, with a fucking smile on my face. Excuse me for being passionate about something. Excuse me. Excuse me for fucking preferring English dubs. And you dumbass motherfuckers acting like English dubs shouldn't exist for Digimon. Oh yeah, that'll help the franchise grow oh so great. Give me a fucking break. You would bankrupt this franchise in a fucking week. Digimon fans hate everything you receive. Digimon fans hate everything they receive. Tell me when I'm telling lies. This is Mega Champ saying next time I'll be providing you with more unlimited guidance. Give me a fucking break with this fucking bullshit. Digimon fans hate everything they receive.